Alan and I, who's a YPO friend, we're part of YPO. I think no other organization scales trust faster than YPO. And of
Yeah.
course, another way people could do it if they're not able to join that organization is hire people like yourself. But let's say people are not fortunate enough to have a YPO or a Ken in their world. What can families do to build trust? Just if somebody's listening to this and don't want to go the Ken or the YPO journey, what do you have any ideas or recommendations?
Yeah. I mean, I've done a lot of work in that area and academic research as well in that area back in the day. But my favorite book to recommend, quite frankly, comes from Stephen M. Covey, the son, and it's called The Speed of Trust. And of all the books and research that I've looked at with respect to trust, I like the typology that he uses in that book.
Mm.
It's so easy to use, and it gets so clear for the people once they understand it. And effectively, it goes into character and competency, and then that gets split into integrity and intent under the character, and then under the competency, it gets into capability and track record. And if one can start understanding how those categories or those typologies work and what's within them, then you
Mm.
start understanding where the trust is lacking, where the trust is not lacking, where the trust is good, it's solid. Okay, that's the one side. The other side of trust is to understand the propensity to trust. Okay, I'm dealing with a family right now over in Europe that they do not have a propensity. Sorry, got to say that right. It's still too early, and I've only had two coffees. Uh, Propensity to trust. Okay, the level of analysis before they're willing to trust somebody, it goes beyond
Mm.
what even most family businesses will need to have. So they're very suspicious and they're very, very cautious about extending trust, but also to each other. Okay, and a part of that is the behavioral style. I mean, they are very analytical and meticulous in their reviewing to start with. There's a lot of control in the character of the family as well, but the ability to trust is one that they have difficulty with, from especially people outside, but also with each other. And it doesn't mean that they'll say, I don't trust you, but it means that they will dig in deeper and deeper and deeper and get very precise in terms of getting clarity on what the other person's position is. So it actually becomes more question of character
Mm.
uh, than it does a question of competency. Okay, so, and if it's a question of character, that's a difficult one.
Mm.
Because what I'll work with the people on, quite honestly, is to ensure that the people that they are working with, that they can trust in terms of their character, which also includes their commitment to the same core values that you have as a business leader in the company, and that goes with the whole family, by the way, which is a lot of stories about that.
Mhm.
Um, okay, and then the capability and the track record that's workable to a degree, okay, in terms of getting best fit and in terms of looking at performance and position in person, right, in terms of getting a good matching on the expectations and demands of the situation, if they can measure up or not. But character is a different one. And what's interesting with respect to family business is that they will tolerate character issues because they know them inside out, more so than you do at in a non-family business. And they won't jump on top of them. They will work with them. Jump on top of them, okay, like charge at them and deal with that issue. They will work with them instead of sort of trying to say this is what we don't want to have. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different, and it's the same thing that we talked about before we started our session with respect to our children getting married and
Mm.
getting married to people that we may not be totally convinced are the right person for them, or totally convinced on the core values that that person holds.
Yeah, that may be
Okay.
a talk show episode that we do with a bunch of people, like the old fashioned people on the stage. That'd be interesting.